tonight to eliminate all mis...
It's called practice. Practice. They'll get better at this. Don't forget the like button. Don't forget the like button. It's somewhere up here. JC has definitely hit the button by now. Absolutely, JC. I love the clay rocks. They call it hydroton pebbles. Hydroton. Soak them in water. You can clean them, boil them and clean them. Reuse. Gotcha. Volcanic. I had to do a little in excess this morning, you guys. Give me some thumbs up on the music. For 1,000 years. Yep, this guy has got the voice for rock. They couldn't replace him. Two worlds colliding. Any guesses? Any guesses? Any guesses? I'm going to say RX, it's over 12. Good one, lad. One fruit. Wait for it. We're not done. Wait for it. Let's seal it. I'll be right back. We got to give these away. We weren't just teasing. Big Box Friday. I wonder what it's going to look like. I wonder which one of those are going to go in the box on Friday. What do you guys think? Big Box Friday? Oh, we have plans for you guys. We have plans for you guys. Good morning. Are there any Never Winter Beforers here this morning? Any Never Winter Beforers here this morning? Give me a few Never Winter Beforers. A Never Winter Before is somebody that's been here or comes, even if it's your first time. Okay? And you've never won before. Okay? If you've never won before, side, good job. Joey's gonna be there. Any Never Winter Beforers. Okay, Matt, I gotcha. So here what we're gonna do is you guys are gonna pick a color, Never Winter Beforers. Susan, good. Okay, I want you to get in here. You can pick orange, green, purple, red, blue, yellow or blue. You pick any of those colors. Let's go. Pick colors, kids. We're going to do this quick. Dial your number in and be honest. Pick one color one time. And let's see who can win. You don't even have to have any knowledge. You just have to be a good guesser. Okay? So how are we doing here? The little kid inside me has never won. Jesus Christ, you poor thing in Australia. Hey, I got to tell you something about Australia I found out after this. So we got yellows and greens and purples and oranges and reds, and there's a lot of never winner befores in here. Lee Burdick wants a brown. Okay, that's pretty tricky. So are we ready? I'm going to spin. Remember your colors. Orange. Orange. Anybody that said orange is moving forward. Oranges are moving forward. May I see who has won orange? Anybody that has won said orange is moving on to the next round where you guess a 1, 2, or a 3. Oranges move forward. Oranges moving forward. 1, 2, or a 3. I see a 2 out there. I'm waiting. There's been 1 or 2 of you said orange. So let's get it. There's 2 and a 3. Matt and Susan, that's it. Matt and Susan, 2 or a 3. It's a 1. Let me spin again. It's a 1. Let me spin again. 2 or a 3. It's a 2. It's a 2. It's a 2. So I think that's Matt. I think that's Matt. See, Matt, you didn't need to write me that email yesterday, did you? What'd you win, Matt? You won a Pop's autograph. $0.53. This week it's jumped from 51 to 53 cents. Matt, when you send me your address, if you would rather have 53 cents, I'll send that to you instead. I'll take it back. I'll send you 60 cents. So it's up to you. You can decide. I'll trade you 60 cents for this. We all know where it's headed. But if you want your 60 cents now, I give that on to you. So you let me know when you send your address in for the rest of this. What are you going to get? Well, since we're going to Tennessee, we're feeling sort of hillbilly-ish today. Okay, it's my popograph. Oh, that's funny, Kim. I'm going to start calling it a popograph. That's a good one. We're hillbillies. We're heading to Tennessee. A bunch of us are going to head to Tennessee to Mushtoberfest. So here's some hillbillies, Matt. Oh, it's kind of special today. You're getting dehydrated and you're getting freeze-dried hillbillies. Both. Oh my, Matt gets to play around and decide which kind he likes better. Nice package. Everybody that wins today is getting one of these. Okay? So you're going to find out if do you like freeze-dried or do you like dehydrated more? And it's the same strain. And yes, there's quite a few grams in there. We're not going to say how many out loud. Okay? Matt, I need an address from you, and we can get this mailed off to you. Did you guys see this freeze-dried? That looked pretty nice, didn't they? 2 quick little notes came in yesterday. 2 wonderful little notes came in yesterday. Made me think, I'm just going to read them out loud real quick. Before I even do that, can I get, a couple more likes for one? Come on, there's about half of you here haven't even pushed the like button. Did you guys like the scale game this morning? Did you guys like watching me weigh those fellas and put them on the, then I put the little number on the bag and then I put him in and then I seal it? What did you think? Weren't those like crazy wackos? PE. It's a new strain, not a new strain. Everybody's coming up with new strains of PE now. I don't get it. I don't get it. But those are a PE strain. How big were those fruit before we freeze dried them? Those, I feel like you almost have to grind them. You know, Mozzie? They're solid. They are rocks. Okay? They are solid. I can't imagine, like, what are you going to do? Break off a little piece? You almost have to grind them. And then it's like, oh, I wish I didn't have to grind that. But Mozzie's, I am agreeing with Mozzie. She's afraid you might chip a tooth. I agree, Mozzie. Australia, New Zealand, people, JC, my friend Jeffrey Hodgson. I didn't know about this. We have a new friend from Australia named Craig. We have a new guy from Australia named Craig. And he wrote to me this. So I'm sort of just reading between the lines on what he wrote. Jeff, listen to this. Hi, Pops. I live in New Zealand. And I was wondering if there was any other payment option that I could use to purchase your book. We use Cash App, right? No, I don't have another payment option. Some people want PayPal because they're in Canada and this and that. We just so you know, just Cash App. So my answer has to be no. But listen. I live in New Zealand and I was wondering, listen, I can get it sent to a USA address through the New Zealand Post. I have only discovered you on YouTube and I'm spending many happy hours going through old tea with Pops. Thank you for your knowledge of authenticity, humor, keeping it nature, and being willing to share it all. One day I will get up or stay up and watch live from New Zealand. Keep abiding, Craig. I wrote him back. Let's forget the payment. I'll donate you a book. What's the address I'm supposed to send it to? I'm not kidding. We can get something to New Zealand by sending it to a USA address? Help me figure that out. Okay? So we'll figure that out. Dave, I did not fix that. Thank you for pointing that out. It's still at 115 PSI. Thank you, though. One of these days, we'll fix it. One more note. So, Craig, get me that address. One more note. Thanks again, Pops. In case you were curious, I give away most of these. As a vet who suffered from mental health issues after leaving the military, I empathize with those going through the same issues and has helped a lot of vets going through the same thing. Just figured you might want to know that your work directly improves the well-being of so many individuals. I'm unsure of how comfortable you are with providing your contact info, so I've been sure to keep my source anonymous. And his name. You forget, man. You forget. It's easy when you're in the middle of everything and you're just at butthole to elbow and working. The vets. Aviator Dave, I was a Hollywood Marine. I went to San Diego, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego. Never was in Cherry Point. Man, I'm glad we're helping vets. Give me 5 people who say I'm glad we're helping vets. It's not just Pops either. There's lots of you out there. This guy is doing the help. He's just getting a little bit of product. I'm just doing it indirect. See, that's the ripple. I'm glad we're helping vets. Now you forget. I have another one just recently joined us. It's a woman vet in California. She wrote to me. She goes, Pops, do you offer military discounts? Not. She goes, I'll pay anything. Don't even worry about it. But if I could, of course, I'd like to save a dime. I'd never thought of that before. I had never thought of it before, to offer a military discount. I think we're supposed to be doing that. So we'll figure that out. I get serious just once in a while. Then I'll get back to being goofy. But it's real serious. And can you imagine? These are people that signed up, said, I'll be willing to die for you. Blood. I'll follow the orders. I'll do what I'm told. And I'm going to come home. I hope you treat me well when I get home. Kent's a vet from Canada. Look at that. Thank you for your service in Canada, Ken. Outstanding. I feel like standing up and giving a big old salute right now, right? Boom. Okay. Who wants to see a little liquid culture this morning? Can we do a little bit of liquid culture action? Remember how hard it is? Remember how hard it is to do liquid culture? Remember we made 3 jars the other day? We made 4, 1 cracked right in front of you. I'm still not over that. Okay, we're gonna make it super easy, watch. Let's move this out of the way. Magic hands. Now, I can't see the screen for comments, so I'm just going to do my thing. I'm going to walk through this and watch how fast we do it. If you guys remember yesterday, I mentioned the first thing that I like to do is mentally rehearse my steps. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mentally rehearse my steps. I know, by the way, I'm not using an airport lid, you'll notice. I'm going to go right through my center filter. I'm going to just inject right through there. And then after I do that, after I withdraw my syringe, I'm going to cover that with another piece of micropore tape. That's good enough for culture jars. That's all you need. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare the 3 pieces of tape that I'm going to seal my jars with. Right? So I'll get my 1 little piece, 3 little pieces ready. You guys will also notice that I'm not even wearing rubber gloves on this step. Not really needed. We told you guys yesterday reading out of Radical Mycology how easy this is. I could almost be doing this out in a barn. It's not very smart because you still have a lot of air issues. So we keep the place pretty clean, but you can do this pretty much right out in the open. So my next move is I want to get my syringes onto... I want to get my needles onto my syringes. So I'm going to do this. Excuse me. I want all 3 on. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to squirt the tip of those a little bit with alcohol. I'm just squirted the tip just like it is. And I'm going to pop while that's still pretty much dripping wet with alcohol. I'm going to pop this off, and I'm going to pop this on without it ever leaving the bag. So it's still completely sterile. I'm going to do that 3 times here. So I get these little guys ready. The chances of contam jumping in that needle hole right there while I did that are awfully small. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to empty 1 syringe per jar. So each syringe is going to get a donation of 10 cc's. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to, once again, to get this wet. I didn't wipe it off with anything. While it's still just a little bit wet, I'm going to take this guy, I'm going to pop the cap off, and I'm going to pop it right in there before it gets a chance to get anything else done to it. And get all the juice in there. As soon as I pop this needle out, I cover it. This now has 10 cc's to start. I'll remove this needle and get ready to get rid of those safely. Next, same thing. Shoot the juice, cover it. Well, Pops, you can do all this without a flow hood and without being underneath the still air box? Yes. It's one of the amazing things about using liquid culture if you do it cleanly, safely, and fast. Okay? So here's my final one. Whoa. Get that needle on there. Boom. I want you guys to see this one. We'll track these for the next 15 days or so, and you'll watch these turn into clouds in here. That's all there was to it. Boop, boop, and boop. Let me go dispose of this, and I'll be right back. Easy peasy, schmeezy weezy. That's why we like liquid culture. How was that? Easy peasy, schmeezy weezy? No kidding. Don't wait for your flow hood. Don't wait for your still air box. You don't have to do any of that. All you had to do is take that liquid culture media and sterilize it. If you don't have a PC, you can do it in a hot boiling bath of water in a pan. Okay? And lots of times, Mushman's making a small point there, lots of times people will put in, when they're prepping it, when I put in that food coloring, I could have put in a little magnetic stirrer. Or I could have put in a marble, or I could have put in a little pebble, something so that it's an agitator, so that when I'm doing my agitating, that little marble or the stir bar or something really mixes up the culture. We used to use that all the time, the magnetic stirrers, and we religiously used, would always put it on the magnetic stirrer and just sit there and watch it because it was cool. We'd watch the tornado inside the cyclone. Is it a cyclone? Cyclone or a tornado inside the jars happening, right? It's fun as heck to watch. I found out I could do it just as good going like this. If I go in and do my jars like that, see that little tornado I got going? I do pretty good with it. But they are fun to watch. So early on, I always used them. Now, I don't have time. I don't have time to put it on the stir plate. Okay? All right. So the magnets that they use, Kent, are plastic. They're laboratory grade. They're a plastic made for stirring. They're little magnetic stir bars. So they won't rust on you. Okay? Interesting, right? So we've been talking about all the great things about LC. What's this now? This author wants to, on a little side note, I like this. He says the two main drawbacks of LC. Okay? So there are two main drawbacks according to this author. Because, boy, he sure likes using liquid culture, and so do I. The two main drawbacks of LC, number one, is contamination. It can sometimes be hard to tell if an LC is contaminated. If an LC is contaminated, it is very difficult, if not impossible, to clean it up. Thus, LC requires a modest amount of care when handling and inoculating. The second drawback is strain development. It is not easy to witness strain development in a liquid culture. When inoculated with spores, it is not possible to isolate strains from a liquid culture jar. When you shoot in a multi-spore syringe, that's exactly what the jar is going to get, is multi-spores. So it's not going to be possible, even though it's the same strain, you're not going to be able to isolate anything out of that until those spores colonize. It is not possible to isolate strains from a liquid culture jar. Further, using spores in liquid media is not recommended due to high contamination. So liquid culture to liquid culture, yes. We start our liquid culture with agar, a little piece of agar. We recently showed you can go into your Uncle Ben's bag or any bag of grain that you have, and you can take out one little piece of that rice grain or one little piece of oats that's myceliated, that's covered in mycelium, and you can drop that into your liquid culture jar. And that will start a jar of liquid culture, isolated to the strain that you just put in there. So you don't need to start a jar of liquid culture with just other liquid culture. Okay? You can start it with a small grain of cultured something, whether it's rice or oats or wheat or whatever. Yep, can you do a piece of grain that has mycelium on it into LC, into the liquid culture media, and that will start the LC. Within 15, 20 days, you'll have a big, huge cloud in there. From agar as well, Leonard. All you have to do is cut a little piece out, maybe the size of that big. Half of my finger, I mean, just a tiny little guy. And you put that in there, after 24 hours, start shaking it up. You'll see all the mycelium starting to break off of it into the liquid culture, and it's going to start to colonize. And then they go in there and they find each other and they have a lot of sex. They're having all kinds of fun in these jars, I can promise you. In these, what do they call it? A bioreactor? So, those are your two main drawbacks of LC, as much as we talk about all the good stuff. Oh, that sounds good, Aviator. Thank you. I personally really like to work with agar too, Caitlin, but it takes a good work area, a dedicated work area kind of situation to work well with agar. We like to show people that are just getting into it, there's easy ways to get going, baby. There's easy ways to get going. I don't want you guys to have any excuses. I don't even want New Zealand to have an excuse. Just get me an address. We're not going to use how do you pay as an excuse. I don't want a guy in New Zealand to have the book that Aviator Dave has found all the problems with. I want him to have it, even with all those problems in the book. Let's do longest river. We did a longest river yesterday, but it was in the world. We're going to now do longest rivers in North America. Pay attention. I said North America. Go. Go. Longest rivers in North America. Mushman Nile's nowhere near North America. Missouri. Pigeons, Ohio, Rio, Mississippi, Colorado, Mississippi, Ohio, Missouri, Mississippi, St. Lawrence. Kill it. Kill it. Laura Devine's the winner. Laura, what a divine answer. St. Lawrence. I tricked you guys. I went for a Canada by saying North America. Remember, I kept saying North America, North America, North America. Canada has a St. Lawrence River. Mackenzie Peace in Canada is number 1. The Missouri is number 2. The Mississippi is number 3. Missouri Red Rock is number 4. I guess there's 2 different Missouris. Yukon, number 5. St. Lawrence, number 6. Rio Grande. St. Lawrence is in Canada. Now we're back in the U.S. Rio Grande. Now we're jumping up to Canada again. Nelson River, number 8. Number 9, the Arkansas River. And number 10, the Colorado River. I would have thought the Colorado River was higher up than a 10. But so be it. Laura Divine, you have divinely received, it's worth 53 cents, Laura. If you'd like 60, when you send me your address, you just send me it. You don't have to tell anybody, like, Pops, I could take the 60 cents right now. I'll send that to you. But if you felt like holding on to this because you know that it'll probably appreciate in the future, that's certainly an economic decision that'll be tough to make. Okay? So we're going to send that. Oh, we also have some hillbillies coming to you. A couple grams of each there. Maybe more, I'm not sure. So we have the freeze-dried and dehydrated hillbillies. I love how they come out so different. Look at this shriveled up big thing. But they're so strong. Hillbillies. Anybody that wants a hillbilly, all you have to do is show up. I'm going to bring some freeze-dried hillbillies with me to Mushtoberfest. And they'll be on the dose counter. So that's just a little bribe. If you wanted to try freeze-dried hillbillies and you didn't win anything between now and then, there'll be some on the dose counter. Promise. Hags, that's cute of you. Thank you. Laura Divine, you know what to do. Laura knows exactly what to do. Laura's going to send me her address at fungi2u.com. Overjoyed, they're a slightly, it's a difference. Like anything, like weed, when you try a different strain, there's slightly different effect that you get from them. I personally don't take big enough doses of anything to know the difference in the strains, personally. I can only tell you anecdotally what's reported to me. And the hillbillies are more of like if you're going to go to a concert, you want to go party. PE is more like you have an interest in seeing one of your path guides. You want to go talk to one of your guides. Hillbilly, you're probably going to want to go to a concert. PE, you're going to spend time with your spiritual guide. Okay? And that's just what I hear anecdotally. The expert on this, honestly, the more of an expert is Brock. If anybody ever really wants to know, Brock, for a time there was really, he's been really kicked back. He hasn't been drinking, smokes very little. He's like getting all cleaned up, which is good for him. But he's taken everything he could take at, pretty nice levels. So he's a very, very intellectual resource for questions like that. So reach out to Brock. Speaking of reaching out, I have one other thought. I don't need, but I want. Remember, sometimes you're supposed to ask for what you want? Yeah, Overjoyed, you ask him. You remember you're supposed to ask for what you want? I'd like congratulations this morning. Today is, hi Lydia. Today is my 2-year IG anniversary. Instagram. 2 years ago today was my first post on Instagram. So I'd like a congratulations. Anniversary. Not a congratulations, happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Congratulations. 2 years on Instagram. We started 2 years ago. It was funny. I think some of you have heard the story just a little bit. But it was 2 years ago, September 1st. And I was talking with the guy. And this guy's, young guy in his 30s, but he understood, he knew Instagram and these other Twitter, tweeter, TikToks things, right? Thank you for all of you saying that. Thank you, every single one of you. I've seen them all. Do you guys want to hear the story? Give me 5 people say, I'd like to hear your start story. Some of you might have heard it before, but should I tell you the start story? ¿Interesada? ¿Eres interesada? I can't stand social media either, Cam. I didn't know anything about it. I'm 62 years old. I'm clueless. But I'm growing in the basement here at the Mush Lab. And I'm really I've been experimenting and testing and doing soil tests. I'm nowhere near production level at this point, 2 years ago. Nowhere really near a production level. I was just getting back from where I've been a long, long, long time ago. Getting back. Learning. Learning by doing. Oh, you get kicked in the balls a number of times and you could quit or you keep on doing it. Sometimes you go down there and you find 30 tubs all green. You're like, that's it, I'm quitting. That never entered my mind. Never. But I was at that point. And I didn't have any contacts. I was doing all of this starting from multi-spores from a company that was selling multi-spore, legal. And this guy I meet, he's a pretty sharp kid. He's going, Pops, I know somebody, anyways, he tells me about this Instagram. What the hell is Instagram? He has an Instagram account, this guy. 60, 70 followers, something like that. And he goes on his Instagram, he's rooting around and putting around, and he comes up with this guy. He reaches out to him and finds out that this guy knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy, and they're willing to send me, but him, a plate, GT plate. Now, mind you, 2 years ago, I made my own plates, but I'd never bought a plate from someone online. Never. So I'm going to tell you a funny story too. If I go back, it cost something, right, Jeff? We all know a guy. I'm not even joking. It cost something in the neighborhood of $60 for this plate. And then the guy, my friend, gets the plate, and I can't wait. Oh, this is going to be the greatest. The guy gets his plate, and he takes off with it. He won't give it to me. I'm going to go start my friend. He won't let me have it. I paid for it, too. He gives me the money. I'm going to keep it. Well, I didn't like that very much. I didn't think that was very kind or nice. But I was already practicing being kind. I was working on it. So here, the guy flakes out with the plate. But it planted a seed in my mind. I'm like, he could get one of these off of IG? How did he do that? So I went in and I made an IG page. I make an IG page. And I'm like, yeah, it was not a cool move at all, Vegas. He fleeked out. And he's nowhere in the business now. He doesn't even exist, okay? Complete failure at what he was trying to do. Go karma. Anyways, to make a long story short, I'm taking all morning. I apologize. I ended up starting a page, and I posted a picture of one of my test trays or something. It was a pretty neat picture, one of my very, very, very first picture. And I got 7 people to push the like button on my very first one. And I was like, I guess you have to make a long story short, it took me about 3 weeks of posting pictures, getting some people to follow, this and that, till I had 100 followers. And when I had 100 followers, that guy that sold the plate to my friend trusted me enough to send me a plate when he saw the pictures I was posting and the things that I was, just little basic things that I was saying. He was going, okay. And I reached out to him and going, I'm new. I don't have a clue. Took me about 3 weeks. I had to make a profile. I literally went on IG on purpose, created a page so I could create a profile of a person that could go around and start asking people for stuff. I gotta get some of that stuff you guys are giving each other out there. But then even then, 2 years ago, kids, you still had to know somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody. And I was like, this shouldn't be like this. And then everybody that's talking, everybody that's doing it is wearing masks. What we're doing is totally illegal. You shouldn't be watching us. But I'll show you how to do it anyways. Okay? You come on, I'll show you. But don't tell anybody who I am. And I'll sell you stuff like that. And I was looking at that too. I'm like, I'm new. I'm like, if I'm going to help, if I'm going to be anything of anybody to anything, I have to count the cost. I have to know what the risks are. But I got to do it Pop's way. 16 pages later on IG. Yeah, now you get them, they're offering you. 16 pages later. I can't stand the mask guys, Dave. I can't. And I understand it. I do. But I won't listen to somebody. I can't follow somebody that doesn't have the principles of their belief on their shirt, on their sleeve. Okay? I just can't do it. Not gonna do it, man. So that's my anniversary. Today was the day I dove in. And about 3 weeks from now will be the first time that I got something from somebody out there. And I was like, we can do something with this IG. We can turn IG into a useful tool. We can take that same tool that they've been using to really hurt people, to bully, to hurt people. We can use that same tool in such a positive way. And you know what? Either IG or the people on IG didn't like it very much because they're like 16 pages later. Stop being such a good guy. We're going to keep eliminating you. And then March 5th, this coming March 5th, will be 2 years on YouTube. We've already passed our 1 year anniversary, a year and a half. We're getting close to a year and a half here at this dealio.
Hey, Pops. Pops.
What up, brother?
I got 50 cents.
50?
I got 50 cents.
50 cents.
Can I buy your signature?
No.
What do you mean?
You got to get 3 more cents.
It's 53?
It's 53. Yeah, go get 3 more cents.
What do you mean it's 50? I was at 50.
No, it's 51.
Man.
And now we're at 53.
2 years later, you pulled 3 more cents on me. Man.
You shouldn't have sold out at 11.
2 bits is what I finally have. I finally got 2 bits.
Get 3 more cents, and I'll do one for you personally.
This is what happens when you're on here for 2 years. You get real 3 centsy on
Yeah, don't you?
Real 3 centsy on
If I didn't do that, it wouldn't be fair to everybody else.
Uh-huh.
Let's be ethical. Let's be impeccable.
Love you.
I'll be back with those 3 cents.
I'm on my way.
All right.
I need help.
Oh, there's a few people on here want to donate it to you. Well, I'm not taking it out. No.
No.
You go work it out.
Okay.
Go work it out.
All right.
Kimberly thinks your signature might be worth a pretty penny.
I don't even know if my signature looks like a signature.
I don't even know what a signature looks like. Wow.
I have a doctor's signature.
Trey, I do have
signs it for
backups. Trey, I got backups all over the place. It's the first thing I figured out a long time ago. And she won't even sell her signature. So let's do about 5 minutes out of this book. I'm going to do about 5 minutes out of this book because I can't help it. Often when you go into a relationship with someone you like, we're on page 70. We're on page 70. Often when you go into a relationship with someone you like, you have to justify why you like that person. You only see what you want to see, and you deny the things you don't like about that person. You lie to yourself just to make yourself right. Then you make assumptions, and one of the assumptions is, my love will change that person. Green grass, we're at fungi2u.2 on Instagram. D-Slick, my popograph is still hanging in your studio. That's so cute. My love will change this person, but it's not true. Your love will not change anybody. If others change, it's because they want to change, not because you changed them. Then something happens between the two of you and you get hurt, and suddenly you see what you didn't want to see before. Now you have to justify your emotional pain and blame them for your choices. You chose the person. That's why I'm still friends with my exes. All of them. Even the one that's waiting for me to kick the bucket. I chose them. And I'm not leaving those situations with emotional pain because life happens. We don't need to justify love. It is there or it is not. Real love is accepting people the way they are without trying to change them. Yeah, people change, Penny. I'm not the same person at 30 as I was when I was 50. At 30, I married her because I needed an angel. I needed to get holier. I was like running around being Mr. Drug Dealer to the hilt. I needed somebody in my life to be a good, clean, positive influence. But then when that becomes an anchor and legalistic and it becomes judging, and you can move on from that because you keep on growing. As long as you're growing and not hurting. If we try to change people, that means we really didn't like them. I promise I'm never going to try to change Carlotta. I like her so much just the way she is. Same with Hags and Mom's Munchie and Sandy. I'm even not going to try to change Eric. I like Eric just the way he is. And Kimberly. I could name every one of you here. Exception. I don't want any of you. I don't care. I take you just the way you are. I like Aviator Dave just the way he is. I mentioned the people that I had the chance to meet in person. I wouldn't change any of them. If I changed you, it would mean I didn't really like you. If I even tried to change you. If you decide to live with someone, and if you make that agreement, it's always better that you make that agreement with someone who is exactly the way you want him or her to be. Thank you, Exception. Hags. Find someone who you don't have to change at all. I'll give you an example. Captain Jeff. I don't have to change that guy at all. Matter of fact, I follow him around as an example sometimes. And he teaches me. He's just perfect just the way he is. It is much easier to find someone who is already the way you want him or her to be, instead of trying to change the person. If you don't like the person, don't hang around them. Find someone else. Also, that person must love you just the way you are. So he or she doesn't have to change you at all. That's a true story. Between me and Jeff, we've never tried to change each other. Never. Jeff, I wish you wouldn't. No. How come? Just the way he is. So why be with someone if you're not the way he or she wants you to be? Why would you go fishing with them every Saturday? It's good, Hags. Why would you go? We have to be what we are so we don't have to present a false image. You know how important authenticity is. You know, people can see right through a phony baloney. Maybe not the first look, maybe not even the second look. But nobody can keep up the phony baloney act for too long. If Jeff was a phony baloney, I'd have spotted it a long time ago. You can't keep up a phony baloney act for too long. And you know what? People crave authenticity because of the phonies. Because you're so used to phonies. The person comes along like they're a weirdo, but they're authentic. I like him. I like him. He's weird as can be. He's authentic. And I like him. Compared to the guy who's trying to kiss my ass and make me like him, being a phony baloney. We have to be what we are so we don't have to present a false image. I don't present a false image. I'm just an old mushroom man. Take it or leave it. There's more takes than leaves nowadays. If you love me the way I am, okay, take me. If you don't love me the way I am, okay, bye-bye. Find someone else. It may sound harsh, but this kind of communication means the personal agreements we make with others are clear and impeccable. You'll know if I don't like you and I don't want to hang around you, because I'll avoid you. I'm not going to hurt you. I'll just avoid you. And eventually you find someone else to hang around. And you'll know if I like you, because I won't avoid you. And I accept you just the way you are. Just imagine the day you stop making assumptions with your partner and eventually with everyone else in your life. That's crazy. Imagine the day. Imagine the day. It's already here. It's today. It's the day you decide to start. It's the day you practice. No assumptions. Is what I'm getting ready to say, do, or think an assumption? Or is it based on finite reality? And is it grounded in goodness, kindness, and love? If I can filter it with those two things, then I can move forward and say or do whatever I was ready to. Imagine the day that you stop making assumptions with your partner and eventually everyone else in your life. Your way of communicating will change completely, and your relationships will no longer suffer from the conflicts that are created by mistaken assumptions. We'll finish this up tomorrow. We'll finish up the third agreement tomorrow. Don't assume, just behave. That's another thing I've learned. I don't assume, I just behave. I behave impeccably. Based in goodness and kindness. I can't even start with an assumption. Assumptions don't even get to be part of the deal. Who am I? Who am I? Let's do our final giveaway of today. Thank you, kids and friends and lovers, for listening to me today. We had a good day today. We covered a bunch of stuff. We're into the LC. We're really figuring out LC here together. And then I love learning together. I love us being weirdos. We just accept each other just the way we are? Don't try to change anybody. Don't expect something from them. Oh, I expect this. That's an assumption. Don't expect anything. Be grateful and kind when you receive. Also know this. There's a spiritual law on the planet. The more you give, the more you will receive. It's so hard to understand. It doesn't sound mathematically correct. But I'm giving more away than I'm getting. Watch. Watch what happens. Who am I? I draw crowds of visitors to Bath, North Carolina, where I lived. I draw crowds of visitors to Bath, North Carolina, where I lived. Who am I? Bath, North Carolina, where I lived. Tourists are coming from all over the place. Babe Ruth, Kitty Hawk, Vanderbilt, Daytona, Edgar Casey. That's a good answer. He was in Maryland, I think. One Bullet Pocket Alligators, the Wright brothers. Bath, North Carolina, I Draw Crowds. Dolly Parton, Mike the Headless Chicken, Pat Boone, Margaret Mitchell, Dale Earnhardt, Taylor, Blackbeard. Let's go with that. MVP. Got it. MVP. It's the Blackbeard guy. That's right. He even said it's the Blackbeard Live Memorial. It's Blackbeard, the pirate. My ship was found in 1996 off the coast of North Carolina. Astonishingly, listen to this guy. This guy's out of control because he's a pirate. But astonishingly, I married 14 women. And I forced them to prostitute themselves with my crew. Okay, so we're not going to do that. I used to put slow-burning fuses in my hair to scare my adversaries. I draw crowds of visitors to Bath, North Carolina, where I lived. I was the most notorious pirate ever. And my real name was Edward Teach. Now, I knew that. But I sure didn't know he married 14 girls and set them up like that. Anyways, that's MVP. MVP. 53 cents. 53 cents. Don't try to get it for 50. I won't even sell it to my own kid for 50 cents. Okay? So if I'm not going to let my kid get away with 50 cents, I'm certainly not with you. I'm willing to offer you 60 cents. Like I said, you don't have to tell anybody, but if you prefer the 60 cents when you send in your address, just go, Pops, psst, send me the 60 instead of the card. Okay? Because these things have a great value, and if you didn't take it, don't worry about it. The next guy will.
Check's in the mail, Dad.
The
Check's in the mail.
The check.
Check's in the mail.
Yeah.
That's the check.
Yeah, the check.
For 3 cents.
Yeah, it's a Lego check.
It's in the mail.
Yeah, I don't think so, kid.
I gotta get one.
Okay, 3 cents. Let's go get it.
Ah.
Check's in the mail.
Checks.
Heard that one. I've used that one a long time ago. Check's in the mail. You got yourself some dehydrated, and you got yourself. Brock's out of control this morning, isn't he? I guess Brock's feeling good. I love that kid. So we're gonna get you these fruits. Okay? So what if, give me 5 people that want to see Brock's signature card in a box tomorrow. Give me 5 people that want me to put a Brock signature card in a box tomorrow. And we'll figure out the checks. For 3 cents, Carlotta, he's going to drop a check in the mail. All right. MVP. So, we're going to, I feel like we're going to do a Brockograph.
You just want me to spill ink on paper? Is that what you want?
Is that your best signature?
It's exactly what signature looks like. It's just spilling ink on paper.
His signature is spilling ink on a paper. We're going to get a Brockograph tomorrow. We're going to see what it looks like. And then here's what we're going to do tomorrow, too. I'm not even joking. Okay? We're going to let you guys set the market value, the origination valuation. Okay? The original valuation on the Brockograph, you guys are going to set the value.
Oh, man, we got an IPO tomorrow?
Yeah, it's going to be an IPO, an IP Brockograph.
Wow.
Yeah. International public offering. Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to do an IPO Brockograph. I can tell you now, though, don't get carried away. It's not going to start at more than 53 cents. Don't even think about it. I've been working it a year to get mine up to 53 cents. We're not going to start his out at higher. Just beware.
I'll take 47.
Get out of here. Go get the 3 cents, man. They're setting the number, not you. I'll take 47. He'll take 8, just like I started. He can start at 8 like I did. Said the tough dad. No, I'm not even being a kind dad. Okay, 16. We'll double him. We'll let him start at 16. Okay? Would you guys get out of here? Go have a beautiful day. Brock's share dropped from tax fraud. He would do tax fraud too. Trust me. If it got him an extra 3 cents, he'd probably do it. Sling Blade says start at 8 cents. Tough love. I'm thinking we might double him to 16. I honestly think it'd be. Eric wants to start him with a wooden nickel. We'll talk about it tomorrow. You guys don't even know what it's going to be until you see it, until you see the spilled ink on paper. Higgs calls it rough love. God, you guys are funny. I can't wait to see you guys in Tennessee. We are going to die of laughter for about 3 days straight. I don't even have to do my sit-ups. Man, my abs are going to be, look at that. Pops is rough. My abs are going to be out of control. I won't even do a sit-up the whole time I'm up there. You guys get out of here. Have a beautiful day. Let's have fun tomorrow, and let's learn a bunch of stuff together, and let's be kind, and let's always be weirdos, and let's accept each other just the way we are. Don't change each other. We don't need to. We're really cool just the way we are. Get out of here. Sidey branches and Rastadak and the Aviator. Okay, no, I'm thinking 16. Depends on what it looks like. Rebel Rob and Laddie Rand and Overjoyed and Time Traveler and Village Bobcat. Meow. EMT and Aggie. Mom's I am too, babe. Shasta, Silly Gal, there you are. Dakota, Eric. Burn your orange peel. Young rapping. Bubble gum. Planks or sit-ups? I do sit-ups. Kate, nice seeing you here. Catlin, Lygia, I'm glad you're here. Kimberly, Leonard Oaks, Carlotto, Jimmy Max, DB Coins, Higgs, MDK, RX, Aviator, Jesus Christ, Trey is here. Wayne, Kent Zoller, Keen Kennedy, nice to see you. Jesus Christ in Australia, True Heart, Dictator. I get it. EMT, Greengrass, MVP, Liquid Vibes, there you are. Dakota and Kat and Terry Newman. And Laura Divine, Austin, Zucali. Nice to see you, Austin. Yakima and Sid. Sid, Pops, peace, love. Be kind to one another. Look at all the pills and stuff that you'll get if you are. They send you awards. Get out of here. Love you guys. See you guys here tomorrow.